Part 2. If you saw my last story, you know what happened at Clearwater Lake, how my older brother Leo fell in, panicked, and how the truth about that day nearly tore our relationship apart. A lot has changed since then. We talked, we apologised, we rebuilt. But this summer, we went back to the lake, and something happened that neither of us expected. So now I'm wondering, AITA for agreeing to return to the place that almost broke us. Let me explain. It had been a full year since the incident. Leo and I were doing better. Not perfect, but honest. We were talking again, hanging out again, slowly finding our rhythm as siblings. Then one day Leo said, "I think we should go back to Clearwater, just once, to prove we're not scared of it." I hesitated. Not because of the water, but because of everything that happened after. But he looked determined, not reckless, not prideful, just ready. So I said yes. Our families decided to make it a small reunion trip, nothing fancy, just a picnic, some swimming, maybe a short paddle around the lake. Everyone acted like it was no big deal, but for Leo and me it was huge. The moment we stepped out of the car, I felt it. That familiar stillness, that quiet that isn't peaceful, just heavy. Leo noticed too. He nudged me. "You okay, Ro?" "Yeah," I said. "You?" He nodded, but his jaw was tight. We walked down to the water together. The lake looked calm, too calm, like it was pretending. Our mum set up the picnic blanket. Our older sister, Marissa, spread out snacks while her two kids, Lily, age 7, and Jonah, age 5, ran around chasing dragonflies. Everyone was laughing, talking, acting normal. But Leo and I kept glancing at the water, like it was an old memory we weren't sure we wanted to revisit. After lunch, Leo suggested we take up the kayaks again. "Just a short paddle," he said. "Nothing crazy," I agreed. We rented the same colours as last year, my yellow kayak, his red one. We paddled out slowly, talking about work, life, how weird it felt to be back. Then Leo said something I didn't expect. "You know, I never thanked you properly. For last year," I shrugged. "You don't have to." "No," he said, "I do." He looked out at the water. I wasn't just drowning physically. I was drowning in everything else too. "And you didn't let me sink." I didn't know what to say, but I didn't have to, because right then, my kayak jerked. Hard, like something tugged it from below. I froze. "Leo," I said quietly, "did you see that?" He turned. "See what?" Before he finished, my kayak lurched again, this time tipping just enough to send water sloshing over the edge. My heart jumped into my throat. "Rowan," Leo said, voice rising, "what's happening?" "I don't know." Then it happened. My kayak flipped. Cold water swallowed me whole. It was just like last year, the silence, the pressure, the embarrassment. But this time, I was the one panicking. I kicked upward, but something brushed my ankle. Not weeds, not fish, something firmer. I yanked my leg away and shot toward the surface, but before I could break through, something nipped the side of my calf. Sharp, quick, like a startled animal defending its space. I jerked instinctively, bubbles exploding from my mouth. It wasn't a deep bite, more like a warning snap, but it stung enough to send a jolt of fear through my whole body. I felt warmth spreading in the water around my leg, and for a split second I thought, "Oh no, I'm bleeding." But I kicked harder, desperate to get out of the water, and finally broke through the surface with a gasp so loud it scraped my throat. "Rowan," Leo shouted, "I'm coming." He paddled toward me with a speed I'd never seen from him, not even last year. "Lean back," he yelled. "I've got you." I tried, but my breaths were too fast, too shallow. I wasn't thinking, I wasn't calm, I wasn't the steady one anymore. I was scared. Leo reached me, grabbed my arm, and steadied me the same way I had steadied him. "Hey," he said, voice firm but gentle. "Look at me. You're okay. I've got you." Only then did I glance down and see a thin ribbon of red swirling around my leg. Not a lot, just enough to prove something had definitely bitten me, but the bleeding was already slowing, more of a scrape than a wound. "You're okay," Leo repeated, reading the panic on my face. "It's small. You're not hurt bad, I promise." And for the first time in a long time, I let someone else take control. When we got back to shore, our family rushed over. Mum hugged me so tightly I could barely breathe. Marisa pulled Leo into her arms, her voice shaking. "Are you two trying to give me a heart attack? I swear you've been doing this since you were toddlers." Her kids clung to her legs, wide-eyed. Lily whispered, "Mummy, did Auntie Rowan almost fall in again?" Marisa knelt down, smoothing Lily's hair. "No, sweetheart, she was helping Uncle Leo, just like he always helps her." Then she looked at us, really looked, and something softened in her face. "You two don't remember, do you?" Leo frowned. "Remember what?" Mum and Marissa exchanged a look, the kind that adults share when they've been holding on to a secret for too long. Mum took a deep breath. "I should have told you both the truth years ago." We stared at her. "What truth?" I asked. She sat down on the picnic blanket, motioning for us to sit too. Even the kids settled beside her, sensing the seriousness. "You two weren't just siblings who grew up together," she said. "You were bonded by something that happened when you were little, something we tried to protect you from." Marissa nodded, eyes soft but sad. "You were 4, Mum said to me, and Leo was 5. We were all here, same lake, same spot. You slipped off the dock. No one saw it happen at first." Marisa jumped in, her voice trembling. "I remember that day. I was 8. I was the one who screamed for help." Leo blinked. "You... what?" She nodded. "You jumped in after Rowan," she said. "You didn't even hesitate. You were so small, but you wrapped your arms around her and tried to pull her up." Leo looked stunned. "I always thought I was scared of the lake because I almost drowned," he whispered. Mum shook her head gently. "You were scared," she said, "but not for yourself. For Rowan." Marissa wiped her eyes. "You were shaking so hard when Dad pulled you out, but you kept saying, 'Don't let her sink, don't let her sink.' You wouldn't let go of her shirt." Her kids stared at their uncle with awe. Jonah whispered, "Uncle Leo, you were a hero." Leo swallowed hard. I don't remember any of that." Mum put a hand on my shoulder. "You two saved each other that day. And we didn't tell you because we didn't want you growing up afraid of the water, or feeling responsible for something you couldn't remember." Leo looked at me, eyes wide, voice small. "So we've been doing this, our whole lives." I nodded. "Looks like it." We didn't go back in the water that day. We sat on the shore, wrapped in towels, watching the lake ripple quietly. Lily sat between us, holding both our hands like she was keeping us anchored. Jonah kept saying, "Next time we come, I'm wearing floaties, and a life jacket, and a helmet." We laughed, really laughed. For the first time that day, Leo nudged me. "You know, I think we're even now," I smiled. "I think we always were." He nodded. "And next year," he said, "we're picking a lake that doesn't have a personal vendetta." Our family laughed. And for the first time, the lake didn't feel threatening. It just felt like a place where 2 kids grew up, messed up, helped each other, and kept going. So, AITA for going back to the lake after everything that happened. Some people say yes, that I was reckless. Some say no, that it was healing. Some say the lake is cursed. They're joking, I think. But here's what I know. Sometimes you have to return to the place that hurt you to see how far you've come. And sometimes the person you saved is the one who ends up saving you. The end. Thanks for watching Family Truth Moments, where wholesome, family-friendly stories from AITA, parenting wins, true off my chest, and more remind us that love isn't perfect, but it's always worth it.